93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
I'm Nick Sabers. The College World Series is set after Mississippi State and Virginia advanced yesterday. On Friday, NC State and Stanford will get the CWS off and running at 2 p.m. Major League Baseball is expected to announce Tuesday that any player caught with a foreign substance will face a 10-day suspension. The new rule will officially go into effect on June 21st. Let's take a look at the scoreboard from last night. The Tigers beat the Royals at Kauffman Stadium 10-3.
You're right into the
Brett Keller lost his sixth game of the season for the Royals, giving up 6 earned runs and 5 innings pitched. Will Smith and Chris Taylor both homered in the Dodgers' 3-1 victory over the Phillies. The Mets jumped out to a 5-0 lead over the Cubs and never looked back, topping Chicago 5-2 at home. Kyle Schwarber hit his 13th home run of the year in the Nationals' 3-2 win over Pittsburgh, and Rafael Devers hit a walk-off single for Boston in their 2-1 victory over Toronto. In the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks have tied the series up at 2 games apiece with the 76ers after their 103-100 win last night. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard led the Clippers with 31 points each in LA's 118-104 win over the Utah Jazz to tie up the series. The Bucks travel to Brooklyn to face off against the Nets in a crucial Game 5 matchup at 7:30 tonight on TNT. As of Tuesday morning, both Kyrie Irving and James Harden are out for Brooklyn. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
And here we go. You're in the recruiting hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're the 2 o'clock.
Yes, I am.
Here are your hosts, Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Brought to you by Bubbles and Blocks.
Welcome into the recruiting hour. Mike Schaefer, Connor Happer here on 93.7 The Ticket, Lincoln Sports Radio station. We have with us a guest today. I think he went to his car for something.
He'll be back.
We anticipate he'll be back. People know him. People love him. He's in for the whole show or until he gets bored of us and leaves. So, well, we'll see how that goes. But he'll introduce himself when he gets here. Happer.
Yes.
What do you make of the CWS field? Do you have any initial impressions of the 8 teams? I found myself thinking the exact same thing. And I don't know, like, aside from obviously Nebraska, I'm trying to think of teams that were in the super regional results that I would have preferred to have made it less boring.
It was slim pickings.
Right. So maybe DBU over Virginia.
Dallas Baptist.
Because then you get kind of like the small school angle.
LSU is kind of fun, but they're always here.
Yeah, and they're not nearly as good this year, so they probably didn't deserve to be there. Notre Dame would have at least given a northern team, I guess, but
yeah,
most people hate Notre Dame. So my initial impression of seeing the finalized CWS field is
same as it is every year.
Just kind of like we missed it last year, and I was kind of excited for it. And then it felt like the air went out a little bit. Yeah. I don't know why. I can't explain why. I should still be excited.
There's no obvious rooting favorite. There's no obvious hometown favorite. Maybe NC State with the whole Arkansas thing.
Maybe.
But that's kind of it.
I think it's mostly my interest is going to be lined up to whenever Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter pitch, basically.
Pretty much.
And then whenever they're not pitching, I'm just going to change the channel because I don't want to listen to the Vandy Whistler. So
good idea.
Yeah. It's just it's the worst. He should be banned from the park.
I agree.
I know that this is, for some reason, some people enjoy him. Kind of like Marlins Man. People enjoy that.
Marlins Man will probably be there too.
Yeah, he made an appearance in a baseball game yesterday in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Everyone was like, does this need to be a thing anymore? But he's a thing. He
was
around.
at the College World Series a couple of years ago. I remember people were like lining up to take pictures with him.
He'll probably show up for the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
So we got that. Special guest Mike Sauter is in. Is he writing a story right now?
No, I'm tweeting something.
Oh, so. Tweeting. He's tweeting. Mike Sauter is tweeting.
Folks, watch out. Incoming gasoline.
Can we get a preview of the tweet before it gets sent?
It's just a basketball offer from in-state 2022 forward.
Jason Green?
No. A different one.
Isaac Trout?
No, he's good.
A third forward.
Luke Jungers.
Oh, okay.
Crane Prep.
Where'd he
South
get
Dakota
offered
State.
From? South Dakota State.
Very nice.
Is that a first D1 off? Or,
that is his third. He had Coastal Carolina, East Tennessee State, stuff like that. So he's going to start moving up the charts here a little bit. He's a nice player, really nice player.
How many in-state players for 2022 for high school basketball have D1 offers now?
4.
Okay, so those 3 that you mentioned, and then
Jay Dawson from Omaha Central has a Radford offer, which more will come for sure for him.
No doubt.
Are there any on the precipice that you think, because isn't June a big AAU month?
July is.
July is a big AAU month. Is there anybody out there that you think?
Oh, I just saw the tweet. Great tweet.
Any on the precipice? Chandler Meeks might be a guy. Oh, Sam Hostreiter from Pius for sure is one. I think for sure. William Kyle, for Bellevue West.
He made a name for himself at the tournament.
Yeah, he's had a nice kind of summer so far, and Chandler Meeks, Reggie Thomas, or maybe's smaller guards, Omaha West Side guards. But yeah, I tried to tell people this during the state tournament or when it started, the boys basketball state tournament this past year, that enjoy this because this is a really high.
Yep.
And it,
Are you saying the bottom's going to fall out?
not totally fall out, obviously, but it's not going to be.
Well, you're saying that we're not going to be able to expect a Hunter Salas and Chucky Hepburn in each subsequent year.
You mean the best player in the state isn't going to Gonzaga?
Yeah, one of a part of no.
Well, actually, I mean, he doesn't have an offer yet, but Isaac Trout
could.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That one's maybe close.
So that has me. So would that be the best 2-year run?
It's really good. So there's 3 2-year, 3-year kind of spurts, right? That you can compare.
Waves.
Waves. There you go. Top of the roller coaster, right? You're at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
It's 81-82 with like Bill Jackman, Trotter, those guys. And then 91-92 with Strickland and Woolridge and those guys. And then this group with Salas with Hunter and Chucky. I was trying to explain this to my wife the other night. We were talking about high school basketball, and it's the fact that you just say Chucky.
Yeah.
And you know,
single name
like
guys.
single name guys. And you just say Hunter.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't go by Salas. It's Hunter.
Yeah.
And it's Chucky, and that's it. And you don't use the last name. There's no,
Yeah, you're right.
There's no, with Trout, you still say Isaac Trout.
Right.
Like it's a different.
Oh no! You have me thinking from a football.
It's almost like a rock star type feel, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think from a football context if any of the recruits have reached that level, and because we've had like a really good run of high school football players, and I don't know. One, because it's just different sports wise. Like I think you're more likely to get the single name thing from a first name.
I just look at like a Xavier Betts, but that was just, you call him last name. Most of the time it's last name. There's no first.
Well, it's like
name.
Henrich, really
Betts,
good.
Watts, Henrich.
Yeah.
No one's leading into the conversation about Nick Henrich and just like Nick. And immediately that they mean Nick Henrich.
And really like Xavier Watts he went by X, still go.
Right.
You can call him X, but no one says X, and you're like, oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
So it's just
you're just assuming men is going to follow.
Yeah. I don't know about
Nice.
that.
I saw that out there.
Great job.
But
it knocked it into right field. Like it wasn't a home run.
There isn't. There isn't anyone that necessarily you say that in recent memory. Now, maybe the Sartor Heyman text line at 402-464-5685.
Whoa, he's better at that than Schaefer.
Everyone's better at that.
Or the Honda of Lincoln hotline at 402-464-5685.
Look at that.
There's a reason that most of our calls come from Mike, which we appreciate, but I'm not great at soliciting phone calls. Text messages, I'm a little better.
I'm great at soliciting. I'm not great at getting them.
This is a really good. By the way, I had no idea I was going to be here for the whole hour. I just showed up. I was going to just use the free Wi-Fi sit up in the front area of this
place. You can leave. I mean, it's okay.
But that's okay. It's fine. It's fun. This is random, which is good.
This is why you're the hardest working man in the Nebraska media.
No
because
plan.
you don't even this morning you woke up and you were just coming to Lincoln, which was already difficult enough for you as it is.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
by the way, I love Lincoln. I love Lincoln.
we need to get a sponsor for your Thursday appearances, and then we can just refer to it as the I love Lincoln
Yeah.
Thursday.
Get the Chamber of Commerce
it's
involved.
Like a CVB convention visitor.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that guy. Like maybe that's a phone call we could make.
We get T-shirts. I love Lincoln.
Yeah.
Sauter's face
Triple
on
B
him.
guy. Like
Yeah.
whenever he's watching.
I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah. Anyway, so maybe if someone wants to call or text in or something and share a name or two with us, I think
A couple people saying Fedoni.
yeah,
but its
Fedoni's
last
that guy.
name is, but no one's like just Thomas.
Yeah.
Because Fedoni's a fun last name to say, so you just gravitate towards
the
that.
first name thing is like is that.
Yeah.
Is that
This goes back a little
Fedoni's
bit,
definitely one where you're like, yeah, he's like, just like boom.
and it might be more just like Omaha football circles. But if you said Calvin circa 2013, like everyone
You
knew
would
you were
know
talking
Strong.
Calvin
Yeah,
Strong.
Which,
Um,
by the way, I
how'd
was
the-
on the phone with you.
How'd the
guys.
couch turn out?
Yeah, it was my not couch. It was dining
Shelf.
room table.
Oh, that's
So it
right.
was-
Yeah.
Well, a shelf basically.
Yeah.
That's what a dining room.
I forgot I was
table
on with
actually
you
is.
guys when like he just showed up at my house. Like, okay,
Should have had him
this
come
is
on.
awesome. But I took a picture with him, a selfie picture with him, and just sent it to Coach Martin and said, "Hey man, your guy's doing good out here." So
Nice.
that was good. It was good to see him. He's one of the best backs we've probably ever had.
Yeah.
High
No,
school.
I mean that's what I mean.
Seriously.
Though.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
around that
Yeah.
time, you could just say Calvin, and people knew exactly
Yeah.
you were talking about.
And
Calvin
he went
Strong.
by first. I mean, that was
Yeah,
very much the
I
first
don't.
name
No
thing.
one was calling like
No,
when I was talking about it. I was never like strong this and strong that.
Bradley would be like Jalen Bradley, obviously.
Yeah.
but that's no one ever wasn't a first name
Yeah.
guy. So there hasn't
How about
been a lot.
Antoine? Antoine
Young?
Young. I remember going. I remember.
Antoine's kind of that's a good one.
I remember him going that because that was
Yeah.
about the time I was in high school.
You never really said, and you still don't
Yeah,
like
it's
with him.
Antoine.
It just goes
Yeah.
by Antoine. Josh was always Dotzler.
Yeah.
So,
But Josh Jones was Josh. Antoine and Josh.
Yeah.
They had that whole thing.
I'm completely.
Deverell Biggs was a guy
Yeah,
too.
Deverell. Yeah.
Deverell.
Oh,
was
you know what?
definitely-
Duh, Okoye.
Yeah.
Coy.
So I'm
Yeah.
sitting
Okoye
here and I'm
Gow.
like,
Okoye Gow.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
I
you
could
don't
not come
say
up
the
with a
last
name.
name.
I was on the ropes,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's not a Cole, it's
No.
not a Gweck,
Niles.
So Niles,
Niles was both kind
I
of.
don't remember.
Okoye would be the last
Okoye is
one.
definitely one.
You just
Yeah.
say the first name and everybody
Yep.
knew who you're talking about. Yeah, that's for
And
sure.
he was sort of in that time period. He would have been kind of like the big major recruit after a bit of a dry spell. For
Oh, you know what? Donovan's one. Donovan
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
And people in Lincoln for sure.
Yep.
You just say Donovan and that's boom. Yeah. Everyone knows who you're talking about. Yeah. He's for sure one. Forgot about him. That's
Bryson.
maybe.
DeChambeau,
Other Bryson.
Other one. Much larger.
Bryson Williams.
He's large.
He was hurt all of last
He
year.
is
wasn't
a large. I saw
Huge.
like
Yeah.
a photo of him, like weight room, shirt off. And I was like, holy.
I would always love when they would just put him in at fullback
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Southeast, and they would either hand it to him or not. But either way, they were scoring a touchdown, whether
Right.
he was blocking or carrying it.
It's just like, yeah, you're not doing a lot. With
the
that.
big the
'Cause he
big
can
high school
move.
the high school
Right.
superback is always pretty fun.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean it's fun at any level, but it's even more so when the guy that's carrying the ball is bigger than the one blocking.
The
in front
next
of him.
one, football, Lincoln, it might be Gunnar Gatula because he just
Gunnar.
has that.
Gunner.
He has that cool first
Yeah.
name,
Yeah.
right? It's just Gunnar. Talked to him, saw him this morning, and talked to him, and that might be it. Where you just say Gunnar, and everyone just knows. I mean, I could see him being that kind of a recruit where he gets that higher profile.
Yeah, you could see that one happening last year. Like he
Oh,
just
yeah.
stands out among
sure.
the other guys.
The
He's got the left tackle number 277. He just looks like that guy.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
Maul
Before
some
we
people.
before we jump into the jamboree, let's check with Mike Sauter on this.
Oh boy.
Do your kids enjoy the swimming pool?
my 2-year-old doesn't really know it at all
Mhm.
yet because she's been to one swimming pool in her life. I mean, we had a full year of a pandemic last year. So,
Right.
People forget that.
Yeah. My 4-year-old loves it. She's actually going to be 5 in August. and she is doing private swim lessons
Very
right
nice.
now. My mother-in-law has been taking her for the last week and a half.
Did you get swim lessons when you were a kid?
No.
Did you?
I did, but it didn't last long.
Uh.
I kind of figured it out pretty quickly, and then that's all I know to this day.
I assumed everyone got swim lessons like this just because I did it. It was just like something you did in the summer as a kid. Like my mom was just, all the way. I don't even know when I would have stopped, like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, somewhere in there. It was like as akin to me as like soccer was in the spring. Like I just in the summer I was going to the YMCA and I was getting swim lessons, and I wasn't particularly good at it, but I just remember being flabbergasted when my fiance told me for the first time she didn't know how to swim. She never got swim lessons.
Wait, she can't swim right now?
Yeah, she doesn't know how to swim.
Holy.
So like she's not.
But like she can. I mean,
she can like keep herself alive,
which that's what swimming is
in a general instance. But she's not like a water person. Which, upon finding this out, I had to reevaluate everything that I thought, and then what I wanted to do moving forward. I am very much a water person. Love pools. Love all of it.
I do too.
I had no idea that people I thought this was an innate thing you did with your kids.
I mean,
you teach them how to read, you teach them how to write, and you teach them how to swim.
Ride a bike.
Ride a bike. That's another one.
We are all three of the same skin color in here.
Well, yeah,
but
and socioeconomic status for the most part. Yeah. No, that's a
people
good point.
that don't look like us do not swim,
Nope,
will
that's a
not
great
swim,
point.
and do not know how to swim.
That is 100%.
And could care less about swimming.
That is 100% fantastic point.
I know numerous people that could
Right.
care less. Anyway, but I do have to take my daughter tomorrow in between going to passing league / 7-on-7, then pick her up after I took her to daycare, pick her up back from daycare after going to passing league, then take her to swim lessons, sit there and watch her be taught how to like put her head underwater or something. I don't know. And then take her all the way back to daycare and then go back.
You seen the videos where they just throw the babies underwater?
Yeah, we never.
I'm not interested.
Wait, you personally aren't interested in the videos,
No.
or you aren't interested in a future child being tossed into the water?
The videos are kind of cringy. Like,
Yeah, I know.
the kid just goes all the way down. I mean, the baby
They
has
just like
no idea.
throw the baby in
They
the water.
just chuck the baby underwater, and then it just floats back up
Seems
to the top.
traumatizing.
And they're like, "Yay!" But the baby doesn't know what it's doing.
Right.
Yeah, the first time my
seems
4-year-old
traumatizing.
went underwater was like
Yeah.
I was in the water with her.
Oh, yeah.
and she was like,
Yeah, like the dunking thing.
"Oh my
Yeah.
god!" It was like, "What did you trauma?" Like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That doesn't.
but
seem
that's
like
probably
the
why
sort
you
of
should
thing.
do it when they're super young, like a baby. Then they won't remember. Because now, like, it took a while for my daughter to like actually be able to do
I guess that's the point. I guess
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to
Just get
accomplish.
it out of the way.
Well, the next time you go to Columbus to interview Ernest Hausman, bring your daughter along and go to the Pawnee Plunge.
Look
The
at
opening
you.
splash, which is sponsored by the Pawnee Plunge, is the best water park in America as designated by me, and I know such
Oh.
things.
I was like, "Wow, it is. I'm missing out."
You are missing. You are 100%
You're
missing
still
out.
missing out. Yeah.
You got to go. Take your
It's your
daughter.
hometown.
She will absolutely love it.
Yeah, we'll get to it later. But you didn't respond to a text that I had last week.
Was
I
it
was
when I was in
trying
New
to be
Orleans?
funny. No, you were here. I was listening. I was driving back from Grand Island Jamboree, and I heard a commercial, and I text you,
Oh,
and
yes.
I was like, you don't need to respond, but it's just kind of. I thought I was trying to be funny.
I know exactly which one you are.
We can probably get to
talking
that.
about.
We can get to that later.
We can find that information for you. So,
That'd be nice for
All right.
the listener.
so you were at the Lincoln Jamboree today.
Blocks, bubbles, and blocks.
We love them.
You
Yeah.
were at the Lincoln, which they're the primary sponsor of our show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. They build future 5-stars. That's what they do
I
there.
think it was something like. I mean, whatever. It's okay. Yes, go ahead.
So you're at the Lincoln Jamboree today. You had a chance to see Lincoln Southeast this off season. What, in your opinion, because you've watched now, you've seen West Side, you've seen Bell West. I
Omaha
want to say
North.
you've seen at least every team that's expected to be sort of in the opening top
Mhm.
5 of the season.
Omaha North, Omaha Burke, not Millard South. You
You haven't seen Millard South, and have you seen Elkhorn South?
Not yet.
And I don't know if they're expected to be,
We
but they're
should
at
be
least
in
in
the conversation. Saw Papillion. I think Papillion La Vista will be in the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range.
Hit a couple dudes.
Could they be the
Yeah.
Gretna of last year?
Yeah, something like that. It's good. Saw Gretna passing league though.
So you've seen at least a fair amount of teams you expect to be in the top 10.
Mhm.
One of the things that's been interesting, I know for Happer, because he covers a lot of Lincoln Southeast games, and certainly for us on this show, because we've talked more of Lincoln Southeast than generally other high school teams, just because of their location and the number of guys that are going on to play college football. What does that program kind of have to do to get over the hump of being a quarterfinals team? And, they're a semifinals team this year. And honestly, the draw broke in a way for them that generally hasn't in the past. And they still kind of ran into an Elkhorn South team that was playing better at the end of the year than they were at the beginning. But they have, as in the trenches, they have the exact pieces that you want in Class A for the most part. They have some good skill guys. They had guys like Branch and Thompson that were good in the secondary and decent wide receivers. What has been the missing piece for you as it relates to Lincoln Southeast? Because we're coming up on a decade since the last time, I think it was Najee Jackson and those guys, they won a state title with Sam Cotton in 2012, I would guess. 2011, 2012.
11 maybe?
Yeah, it might have been 11.
Yeah, it's been a
But
while.
so
Been heavily Metro dominated.
Right.
Like,
but it's not like Southeast has gone anywhere.
Mostly
They just
West and Burke.
they win
North.
their 7 and 8 games, and then they get into the quarterfinals, and it's like they're just not able to advance past that. What has been missing in your opinion?
Well, I think last year quarterback play probably should have been needed to be better, right? More consistent. I think that's going to be an area this year they're going to need again to have some juice. If it was me, I would just throw the thing up to Jake Applegate and just let him go do whatever. I wouldn't even worry about.
I mean, that's
I would.
they employed that several times.
Where
last year.
he is, just throw the ball in the area and he'll go get it. That's even I said that this morning. Even I was like, he was just throwing the ball, Line play is going to be good. Applegate's going to this morning played some middle linebacker. Tuiotti's good. I mean, they have some pieces.
Yeah.
I will tell you, like the guy and Max Budenbach really popped today for me. Running back had a nice run for a touchdown. He's going to play some free safety stuff. He's really athletic, smart, all of that. I thought he had a nice morning, really good morning. Did
he return kicks for him? Played running back last year.
Yeah.
Well,
he
it's
probably
now.
wasn't playing a lot of safety with those other guys that were there in the secondary. Last year,
He wasn't
right?
there much on defense.
He's
But he kind
gonna
of
be
split
the-
shares at running back, and
Right.
The other guy went out. Nigel Bridger went out for a couple games, and he took over. And he was good. He was plenty good enough, and I expect him to be. I mean, he's just a junior.
Yeah.
He'll just be a junior this year.
I think they just are missing like another kind of guy to go with the one or two guys. They need a third guy. And that's what like your Bellevue West has, a third guy offensively, defensively. They're moving some guys around. I mean, Applegate's going to play middle linebacker. That's what he did this morning anyway.
Yep.
And more kind of consistent play from quarterback spot. That's what it is. Even this morning is like you need a little more consistent play, but it is June, so it's not
right.
We can get there. Malachi Lyon is a guy that popped today, had a really nice catch. He's gonna be a slot guy. He'll be another piece that will be able to maybe stretch the field a little bit if they can push it. They need a quarterback they can push it a little bit down the field to open things up, but because you just if you only, as you know, in football, if you're only playing 10 yards to the line of scrimmage, that you got to be able to stretch it a little bit. So I think that's kind of their couple of things. I mean, you have enough pieces. I asked someone the other day, like, how many times has there been two schools that had two schools that had like 4 or 5 Division I power conference guys, and it hasn't happened very often.
We'll pick this up shortly when we return.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
You're listening to the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I have been getting back out and hitting different restaurants, hitting different places, and I could not be more excited to get back to Bearshin in Benson, one of the best beer gardens around. The weather's starting to get good, and coinciding with that, they are going back to their full food menu. We're talking the burgers, the Johnny Hammer Pants sandwich, the pretzels, the fries, the salads, if you're one of those people. They got all of it. And they are now open Tuesday through Sunday. That allows you to get over to Bearshin, check out the food, the beer, hang out in the beer garden. You can get that $7 big cheese double Wagyu burger special on Tuesdays. Also, happy hour, 3 to 6, Tuesday through Friday. Don't miss it. Plus, if you're a soccer fan, it's the place to be in Benson. Mike Schaefer here with 5-star childcare provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Expect mostly sunny skies. Hot, humid conditions will top out at around 93. It will feel closer to 97 or 98 with a light south-southeast wind at 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low down to around 67. More of the same tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high of 96. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shop for a new floor at home where you can clearly see the best choice? At O Street Carpet, we'll bring our store to your home. Hi, Steve Carper here. Tell us what kind of floor you're thinking about. We'll bring the sample so you can pick and choose with confidence. We'll even measure free while we're there. To shop at home, just call us or stop in at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street or in your home.
Wanna bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs is much closer. We're your 50-yard line. Behind home plate. Center court ticket. To real-time odds and over-unders. We've got all the action and the best odds in town. So grab the crew and place all your bets on all your favorite teams at the Sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs. Must be at least 21. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Sports betting is legal in Iowa and not Nebraska.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Since 1905, Sartor Heyman Jewelers has been through many world-changing events. We have stood strong with you and at times held on with you through the storms. Sartor Heyman is not just a jewelry store. We are 4 generations of family in the Nebraska community. We've laughed with you, celebrated with you, and at times cried with you. We're still here and strong as ever, waiting to serve you. We'll get through this together. Sartor Heyman, your hometown jeweler since 1905, official jeweler of Husker Nation.
Summertime is here and the temperature is rising. Beat the heat at the Pawnee Plunge Water Park in Columbus all summer long. Pawnee Plunge features a full day of fun for the whole family, including the Flow Ride, the only one in Nebraska, a large swimming pool, diving boards, a lazy river, climbing wall, and of course, massive water slides. It's a great place for parties or a great spot to lounge around all day long. Book your party by calling 402-562-4269. Come splash and play the Pawnee Plunge way. in Columbus from May 31st through August 8th.
Back to the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer, presented by Bubbles and Blocks on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Recruiting Hour, where during the break we learned about Mike Sauter's hotel points. He has lots of them.
He has a lot.
Turns out he stays in hotels and not his car when he covers all of these AAU tournaments.
Sometimes, most of the time. Most of the time, never in my car. I don't think I've ever done my car.
Well, according to how many points he has, it costs the same amount to stay in his car and a hotel. So why not just stay in a hotel?
Have you ever tried to just use 1,000 points to stay in the hotel parking lot in your car?
Just let me do that real quick.
I think it's outrageous. The amount of points, like it'll say, and it's just whatever value of point they use,
right?
But it costs 30,000 points for a night at a hotel. Like it feels like it would take a long time to build up 30,000 points, and it does.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But 30,000 points just gone right out the window. I could just spend $150.
I do have 159,090 points.
But that's 30,000 is a chunk.
A lot. Oh yeah,
that's a chunk
for one night in a not
normal hotel.
Yeah.
In your hometown.
Yeah, where I live. It's
you
okay.
Gotta splurge every once in a
Only
while.
do it for you, Shafe. Only for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about Lincoln Southeast. Was there did anybody else kind of catch your eye at the Jamboree today? Was there anybody?
What's East gonna be like?
They weren't in it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. We do have a story coming on the East though, and
I
their
love
evolution
Carson
of
Walters. Yeah.
Noah.
Noah Walters.
Noah Walters. Yeah. I mean, like the 11 evolution of the offense.
Yeah.
From like Gingrey just pound it,
run it 60 times a game.
Yeah. To now like air raid.
Yep.
Totally different.
Mm-hmm.
But you played your personnel, and
that dude can throw.
No, Thank you. I've said that.
Yeah, that dude can really throw.
You guys are like co-president of his family.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back and just watch this conversation.
He's the
happen.
best quarterback in the state.
Yes.
Like the best.
So if he was at Lincoln Southeast, would they be a state title contender?
Yeah.
No
Yes.
doubt in your mind.
100%.
I mean, they already sort of are, but
Yeah.
they're fringier.
No, yeah, they're. Yeah.
They could do anything.
And frankly, East should have beaten Southeast last year. We were all at that game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they outplayed them
Yeah.
for 3 quarters essentially.
I mean,
and that was without Carter Glenn.
Yes. If
Fantastic human being.
Very much so. if he
Bingo
was
square.
if he was in Omaha, he would get so much more run. I'm saying,
Wow.
I'm not lying. Like if he was in Omaha, he would get. If he was at Bellevue West, they might score 65 a game this year anyway. They'd score 85 a game.
Yeah, no, nobody would stop them if he was like quarterback of Bellevue.
It wouldn't
West.
matter how many points they give up because there's no way you're. I mean, no. He would get so much more run. He just would.
He was just a sophomore last year, right?
Yes.
And so he's coming into.
No,
or
he's
was
a
he a
junior.
Yeah, because
I feel like we've had this version of this conversation at least twice.
Baseball, football guy.
Right.
Does both. Wants to play football. So this story that probably tonight or tomorrow you'll see will have some.
It's really crazy.
He's really good.
Oh, he's
man.
super good.
Like,
and that's the only reason why you change the offense the way you do, because
Right.
that guy could throw it wherever
Right.
he wants.
Can you imagine if Carter Glenn was fully healthy last year? Like I was there at the Miller South game when he hurt his shoulder and it was on defense. He was going for a tackle. And I was like, oh, that stinks. Because you could tell he really hurt it. And if he would have, they would have put up some crazy numbers.
Yeah, they already were.
That wasn't
crazy.
Millard South. That was Millard North.
Millard South.
Was it Millard South?
Millard South, Millard North. It was a Thursday night. So
Yeah, it was a wild game that ended with a weird.
the crazy
They were
game.
it was
They were
the Millard
undefeated.
North.
It was
Yeah,
Millard North.
It was
yeah.
Millard North because they went up like it was 21-0 or something, and I think everyone was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then it ended with the touchdown that wasn't a touchdown,
Yes.
maybe that might have been a touchdown that you couldn't get a
Yeah.
good angle from because you only had the up. thing.
One of the local newscasters here in Lincoln had a pretty good angle.
Yeah, I thought
Oh.
there was an angle.
Oh,
that was
I didn't see it.
I think
They didn't make the right
I
call.
think it was Kevin Suits, or at least he was the one that
His
had
knee
the
was
tweet.
definitely down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They needed
From
to go to
upward
the
angle
TV
thing that I
broadcast
had
for it.
was definitely
Yeah.
not like, and I was on the back side of it, so I didn't see. I'm normally like underneath
You're
the
behind the end
goalpost.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my normal kind of spot because it's just you get a better kind of view of everything.
Sure.
And that was for sure one that I wish I wasn't on the back of the end zone for.
Yeah, I'm super interested in them, and they'll bring a couple other guys back from that team too, with the exception of Glenn. I mean, but whatever he runs. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
It isn't gonna matter.
Walters. will run the
They
whole
have
thing.
those big wide receivers that were younger. They were underclassmen. One was like 6'4" or whatever.
Mhm.
I
What's-
cannot
can't
think of
think
the
of his
name
name.
off the top of my
The one
head.
guy that was at Friday Night Lights 2 weeks ago.
Malachi.
That guy. Yep.
Yeah, Malachi
Mhm.
Coleman, right?
He plays basketball too.
Right.
He was at summer league basketball last night, and I was like, huh, all right, you're athletic for
So
sure.
So what's
Like,
the recruiting?
He's gonna get a lot of touchdown. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna throw a lot of touchdowns to that guy.
What does it look like for Walters then, like recruiting wise?
Division 2-ish stuff. No offers right now. Division 2-ish stuff right now, which is kind of like.
He could be
You know, I
a
think
quarterback
he's
at a MAC school or something.
FCS, MAC,
You
for
know?
sure. Like in the Mo Valley football,
Yeah.
like South Dakota State stuff. South Dakota State, those type of places, I think for sure could fit. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's smart, like athletic, obviously, all of those things. He's the one guy in the quarterback conversation that just gets left out.
Yeah,
for some reason. And I don't know why. And I'm bound and determined to change that.
Let's do it. I'll join you
They
on that
gave
bus.
Westside a decent game last year in the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
too. I mean, it was it was 49-28, and I don't know exactly how threatened Westside was with it, but in terms of teams that scored on Westside last
Not a
year, I
lot
think
of
that
it.
might have been the most points they
Yeah.
gave up.
Yep. Yeah.
So another quarterback that's in the Lincoln area that kind of fits a similar mold of a little bit undersized. I know he has interest in trying to play in college football is Cooper Hausman, who was thrown to James Carney.
Yeah, he's not throwing to those guys anymore.
Right. And James Carney, CJ Hood. I mean,
Trey DeVoe.
right.
They're gone.
The shortest of that was 6'3.5".
They look. I saw them Sunday at Nebraska 7-on-7 camp tournament thing. They're gone. They're
Yeah.
not the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guys are not there anymore.
So a bit of a potential reloading year for
Feels like
for Norris.
it's a little bit. Feels. I mean, that was 7-on-7, so you don't know how it's
You
not
don't know
real.
the line.
Yeah, you don't know all that stuff, but just from what they had, it was like, oh, this looks different.
Yeah,
for sure. So I don't know if Cooper's gonna. I mean, he wants to play quarterback,
Right. Yep.
I don't. This is just my opinion. He's a great kid. I
He's a
just
good
don't know-
athlete.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And then elsewhere here, Waverly, they lost a lot of upperclassmen too. So
Trey Brown comes back though.
yeah.
Riley Marsh is a really nice player. They'll be right in the mix and be again for sure. I think Waverly for sure will be right back in it.
Does Class B have the biggest kind of changeover aside from
Elkhorn lost everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Beatrice lost a lot. Norris lost a lot. I thought Waverly lost more than maybe they did. Great Island Northwest seems like they're returning quite a bit.
Northwest and Aurora have two. That are
Stinick
coming.
is gone
Yeah.
from Hastings.
Yeah, they'll be different. I'll see them this week at just passing lead 7-on-7 stuff, but that'll be interesting. They do throw it a ton. I think Aurora and Northwest are two for sure right in the mix. Scott's always going to be
Right.
there.
But how much does Scott lose? Because Sam Scott did a lot for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
I think it kind of papered over. They weren't as deep as they have been in
For
previous years, and teams
sure.
took advantage of that when guys were out.
Yes, for sure.
You have Caden Becker. Is there who kind of steps? You don't know.
Yeah.
At this time,
Unknown.
Yeah.
A lot of unknown, but they'll be good.
Right.
They're
Well,
always good.
yeah.
Bennington is a team that has a chance to be pretty good.
Even without
If
LeClaire?
yeah, LeClaire and Cale Bird, they lost.
Yep.
But quarterback, and they're clearly their best player, probably best ever player in the history of the school in Tyler LeClaire. You could see that when he got hurt, like the last game of the year, first round playoffs, whatever, whichever one, it was like, shoo. So
I thought that and not to take anything away from Wayne State, I kind of thought he would end up at an FCS
they
school.
stole him. They stole him.
Right. He's gonna do really well there.
Him and Dexter Larson from Blair will both be really good there. Really, really good there. I think Bennington has a lot of numbers. Their line's big. Their line is really big for a Class B team. Their line's really big. Aurora, I'm telling Aurora is going to be good. They're going to be really good. They have, they don't miss the weight room. I'll tell you that. And they got a bunch of dudes that look like they're just your stereotypical Class B football playing mothers, right? Like just dudes. And Mac Owens is going to carry the ball a lot. They got a couple other backs. They got about 3 that they can use. They have a returning All-State lineman, Class B All-State lineman that's a mauler. They got some nice athletes around it. They got to find a consistent enough quarterback, but I think Coach Peterson is great.
What happens
so good. He is so good. He's so good.
What happens in Class A with the West Side turnover? I mean, there's obviously Bellevue West, but what does the rest of Class A look like?
I think it's Bellevue West to right now. I think it's Bellevue West to lose.
Yeah.
Feels like there's a gap.
Shocking.
Who's in the mix though? Like who else is
Southeast? Bellevue. If I was ranking, it's June 15th. So
why don't you have a ranking?
Haven't seen everybody yet.
Do your way too early top 10.
Way too early top 10 would probably be Bellevue.
You should just base it only on passing leagues and jamborees.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? There's no score. Like no one's keeping track of score and no referees. Bellevue West, I think, is clearly the top team. Then it's a mix of Southeast. Millard South is in that group. West Side's probably still going to be in that group. Colby Brown's a nice player. Like he play quarterback, and they did lose a ton. Linemen, they lost a lot, but they have some young. Their freshman team was really, really good last year. And those guys are going to need to step up and play right. Caleb Benning's one that's going to have to play a lot, and be counted on a lot. But
both ways or just at wide receiver?
I think a little bit of both ways. Their culture's really good. Grant Guyette's a really nice wide receiver for them. They'll be fine. I think they'll maybe take a couple lumps early, and then figure it out. I do think North. The first.
I was going to say, what are the OPS?
I think Omaha North is going to be pretty good
coming off of the year they didn't play.
Their line is huge.
North.
Omaha North, like if they can get consistent quarterback.
It sounds bad. I kind of forget about Omaha.
I know.
North now.
Yeah,
because they're like 2 years removed from sort of their run.
Yeah, they no OPS last year, and then the year before that they were not good.
Right.
But they have Keyshawn Williams is a really good player, really good. He's going to play safety. He was playing outside linebacker before.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's been trying to get on some college radars too.
Yeah, they have a Milton Sargebob type junior. I haven't seen my notebook here. I have a notebook.
I like it.
Had his name written down. I'm pretty sure.
I remember Sarba. Yeah,
unless
I remember him.
He's like he's a sophomore. If I can remember his name. Nope, I don't have it in my notebook. Shoot. But I did do a 1,500 word recap of the Omaha locker room camp, that week-long thing. And you can find that on nebpreps.com. That has a bunch of names and people that I thought did really well. So anyway, this really low back is going to be good. Prep's going to be in the mix. Their line is big. Like I joked with Coach Yonk on Sunday at 7-on-7, which they did really well. Like really well. Pernicke, their quarterbacks looks good. They have 3 backs that they could just hand the ball off. Their line's going to be really good. And Coach Yonk, I told him, I said, hey, this throwing it around thing, I know like you want to do that. You want to do that, but Pernicke, your quarterback's just gonna, and I did the motion of just handing off like with my right hand and then with my left hand. Just keep doing that and you'll be fine. Like, don't try and get too cute. Jack Kirkwood's really nice. He's a kid. Southeast Missouri offered. That was his first.
Someone from Creighton Prep just got an FBS offer, didn't they? I may be thinking of the wrong.
Kirkwood got
that
one. That was like a week ago, after Lindenwood ish.
Yeah.
So he's a guy. Sam Sledge maybe is the one.
Sam Sledge is who I'm thinking of.
Sam's gonna play left tackle. He'll be a guard in college. I think everyone knows that, and he knows that. Rocco, I call him Rocco Mediate. Rocco Marcielli is like 6'7" and a big man. And I'm telling you, their line is going to be really, really, really good. They went young on the line 2 years ago, and now they're all like juniors/seniors. They're going to be good. Prep's going to be in the mix.
How difficult is it for you to write a story about Sam Sledge and not try to work Hammer into every headline?
You have to.
Is that going to be the challenge for the fall?
Yeah.
To try to go the entire season without putting Hammer in a headline?
I did. I wrote something on him a week and a half ago or something.
Right.
And I did.
Oh, I know. That's why I brought it up. Because I couldn't think of the name, and then you said it, and it jarred me. It was like, that's how I remember it.
So I think it was the headline. I wrote the headline even too for that one, and I said something about Creighton Prep's sledge looking to be the Hammer or something.
Yeah,
this
it's
June.
too easy. You got to do it once.
It's just easy. Yeah. So
it's like naming your kid Thor.
Yeah. But I think Prep's going to be right there. A team that is a little intriguing that could be, if they can not have any injuries specifically on the line, because they're not real big, but their offense is so hard to prepare for. It's ridiculously hard to prepare for. It's like a flex bone / spread / it's like mixed of everything, is North Platte. It's a tough offense to prepare.
They caught
for.
people by surprise.
And I think
they were in Lincoln like 6 times last year,
Yeah.
so I got to see them a little bit.
Kearney's gonna be.
No, all those schools have to go there.
Yeah,
right.
Kearney's gonna be, I think, pretty decent too. They lost a lot. Jack Johnson's gone. That's a big one for them. But Kearney's gonna be good. Grand Island's gonna be your stereotypical Grand Island. They're just gonna be really tough. Really coached well. He's. I mean, for my money, gets more out of less than anyone in the state, no question about it. So that's kind of the teams. I think I do start with Bellevue West, and then I said Papillion, La Vista, Monarchs. I think will be in that 6, 7, 8, 9 range. I think Millard North has a chance, and Millard West maybe has a chance if they can stay healthy at the quarterback spot. Last year they got hurt, and that was it. Right.
Yep.
So if they can do that. They do have some linemen that are big. It's all about line.
That's like the staple of Millard West.
Yeah, just big dudes.
Millard West and Lincoln Southeast always have
just big
linemen.
dudes. Yeah,
just guaranteed linemen.
Right. So for me, Lincoln schools in particular, I think Southeast is in the 2, 3, 4 range, and then East is probably in that 7, 8, 9, 10 range. Yep. For sure. And then it's kind of
drops off from there.
Yeah, it has a dip. Has a little bit of a dip.
That's about what it's been the last couple of years.
And Burke's a team that
I just wonder about those OPS teams.
Yeah,
because
I think it's going to be really rough for them. I think the month of September, if
It
you're
is.
playing an OPS team, the advantage that you have if you played last year versus
playing them in October. Yeah, it's a big. Burke's going to have some struggles on the line for sure.
They're small. They're very small.
They moved a tight end to. You were out there.
Yeah,
I told you they moved a tight end from tight end, like the backup tight end, to guard because they had to. And Alec Cook, who's their starting middle linebacker, Coach Lamanji told me, he goes, we don't want to move him out of tight end, but we might have to, and he's our best tight end
because he's just bigger than what they have.
He's bigger and stronger than everybody else. But that's something Papillion has done with Caden Johnson and Will Hubert, 2 of their stronger athletes that are linebackers / pass rushers. They've moved them inside to guard. And
Johnson intrigues me as like a walk-on type for Nebraska or FCS material for some other schools.
He had I think he's a 4.5 guy.
Yeah,
in
great wrestler.
In Lincoln on Friday, he was 4.5, I think, in his individual workout thing. So that's cooking for a dude that big.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll come back. I'm gonna ask Mike Sauter about Jason Green, see if we can learn a little bit more about him. We'll see if there's anything new with Isaac Trout. If you have questions for Sauter, now would be a great time. Honda of Lincoln Hotline 402-464-5685 or text in Sauter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summertime is here and the temperature is rising. Beat the heat at the Pawnee Plunge Water Park in Columbus all summer long. Pawnee Plunge features a full day of fun for the whole family, including the Flow Ride, the only one in Nebraska, a large swimming pool, diving boards, a lazy river, climbing wall, and of course, massive water slides. It's a great place for parties or a great spot to lounge around all day long. Book your party by calling 402-562-4269. Come splash and play the Pawnee Plunge Way in Columbus from May 31st through August 8th.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shop for a new floor at home where you can clearly see the best choice? At O Street Carpet, we'll bring our store to your home. Hi, Steve Carper here. Tell us what kind of floor you're thinking about. We'll bring the sample so you can pick and choose with confidence. We'll even measure free while we're there. To shop at home, Just call us or stop in at O Street Carpet,
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street, or in your home.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Bryce concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Bryce concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Back to the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer, presented by Bubbles and Blocks. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time here on the Recruiting Hour. Big thank you to NEB Preps Mike Sauter. Didn't know that he was going to be sitting in today, but got the text and was like, I'm in Lincoln. What if I just show up?
Always prepared.
And then he showed up.
Just show up. Drop some knowledge.
And he just needed one really warm, sugar-free Red Bull to keep him
very
propelled.
warm because has been in my car all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll propel him to get through the next however many hours.
Yeah.
What do you have after this?
I need to write notes from the Lincoln locker room, so probably about 1,000 words of stuff.
There you go.
But I think I'm gonna head home and do that first.
Okay.
Either that or I'm gonna sit in this lobby and do it. One of the two.
We have workspace.
You don't even have to use the lobby. You can use one of the offices.
I'll probably just go home.
Or you can go home.
Maybe do that.
All right.
I gotta mow my yard at some point today.
Before you go home, how is your yard even growing in this oppressive heat right now? Or you haven't mowed it in a while?
Have you ever seen my yard?
No, you've never invited me over.
It's very
one of my bucket list items is to watch a Jets game with you, just so I can watch it. Not the game, but you.
Oh, I'm the one like super Caucasian thing that I do is yard person.
Oh, I love it.
Like make the lines are straight. It is edged and clean and looking every time.
I have good intentions every spring, and then the weeds just destroy me.
I just need to.
I also started from like a not like.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah. I started from
the
a
house
not
that I
good
bought.
point.
It just it doesn't have a great yard,
Right.
So it's a struggle to get there.
And I don't have underground sprinklers, and so that makes it more difficult because I am not to be counted on to drag a sprinkler around to make sure that every area of the lawn is getting touched. Which then, if you're paying for a yard service, it defeats the purpose because you have to also do that extra work. So, anyways. Jason Green.
Yeah.
We'll go from your green lawn
there you go.
to Nebraska's green chances with Jason Green from Millard North.
I think they're really good. I think they're really, really
Who
high
else
right
is
now.
he looking at, and what does it look like for the month of June for him?
Yeah.
It just feels like it's
so
Nebraska.
he went to it's Nebraska and Colorado is the only two places he's been. I think
Interesting.
some of the maybe feels like I haven't talked to him. I guess I saw him last night and talked to him, but not about on the record stuff. It feels like it's Nebraska. Like it does, and part of that is like, if it is, you might want to hurry up because Nebraska's not gonna stop.
They don't have that many spots left,
and
they're saving one.
They
I mean, like they
might have already been like, hey, we'll
time to go.
Well, if you want to,
Yeah.
might have. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but feels like. I mean, he looked really good last night when I saw him play, though. So he's gonna have a huge role. I do feel like it's Nebraska and Wake Forest, I think, and Colorado are the ones. He needs to have a good July. If he has a good July, some more stuff will pop probably for him. But it feels like Nebraska's for sure the leader. I think for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean they're gonna save one for Trout, no question. He's not gonna make up his mind until fall.
And their chances are better with Trout now post official visit than any one time before.
100%. No question. No question. Now, I will say, I didn't write the story, but for his Virginia official visit he took this weekend.
Virginia's a school that I thought was kind of the
loved it. Like I think the exact words
As much as you love Lincoln.
Yeah, yes, I love Lincoln. His exact words were awesome. Is with the I texted him like, "Hey, how was Charlottesville?" And he said it was amazing or something like. I mean, it was like an adjective that high school kids don't normally use.
Okay,
so yeah, that one's going to be, I think, tough to beat.
Yeah.
He goes to Michigan State this weekend, and then
somewhere else out east, right?
North Carolina at the end of the month. So
he's not like a super great defensive player, but I just feel like he fits what Virginia, like those guys, their wings, especially in the last
4.
Yeah. I just think he fits that. When they offered it, that was kind of the school. I was like, oh, that makes a ton of sense.
He makes a ton of sense for a lot of people, but that one you can,
you know what I mean?
Fit.
Though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And his personality fits. It's all of that is a pretty strong fit.
So, do we have any quick questions for Mike on the text line?
The Starter Heyman text line.
Good one.
It's 402-464-5685.
Get it now.
Just a comment. Sounds like when it comes to lawns, Happer and Schaaf are chasing Green.
That's good.
Not Jason Green.
Wow,
or
that's
chasing
really
Green.
good.
That is really good.
That's
actually.
you should use that.
We kind of went through this, Rodney. What are your thoughts about Lincoln Schools not Southeast? And we kind of went through that a little bit. Hey, Mike, in your opinion, who was a better high school? Well, I haven't seen these names before. I've never seen it. Who's your better high school player, Lucas Anderson or Kirby Rising? Do you know who either of those people are? Is this a joke?
Sutherland, Kirby Rising. I went to Sutherland my sophomore year. So
okay. So this is about you.
Yeah.
You have no comment?
No comment.
Mac Owens recruitment.
Yeah, Mac has some stuff. He was just at Vanderbilt a day ago, or Monday, maybe, I think. Wyoming visits. Wyoming, Vanderbilt were the couple of places. I just wrote something on him last week. Might be able to find it. Just Google his name. I think you can find it real quick. Off the top of my head, I know those are kind of the places he's taken unofficial visits to. He just is not straight line fast. And that's going to be kind of his issue. He's going to be an inside linebacker because he runs about a 4.8, 4.9 in a 40. So that's what he is.
All right. Well, Mike, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike. Hey,
sitting in, taking time. Out of your
always
schedule.
great to see you two. And I love Lincoln.
Oh, you held that one a little bit.
Yeah, that was very good. That was very good. All right, the drive is up next. It's a typical Tuesday for Happer. Actually, no, it's not. He's going to have Austin Allen and Ryan Schomer.
Whoa.
Yeah, talking some road race.
Not a typical Tuesday.
Hey,
Check
by the
that
way,
out next.
Austin Allen, one of my favorites.
Summertime.